Hello! Today is the day. Behind us, the storage system, it ain't working anymore. Okay, it's not working. It's time. We are building an automated storage system underneath our trading hall. So let's go over there and I'll show you where it's gonna be at. Excuse me, llamas. No, get out of my face. Okay, so here our trading hall. Look, I got the sniffers back in place. Well, I got one of them back in place. The other two below have still managed to escape the confines of their confine. Anyway, obviously our storage system is not here. It is underneath, but not down here. Let's go out. Close the door so nothing gets in there. Jump down here. And then we're going to go around to the side. Okay, hang on, hang on, hang on. And then into this little cave. And here we go. Ready? Yep. This big hole. This took a really long time. But this is where our storage system is going to go. Now, I bet you're thinking, how's it gonna fit? It's not a big footprint, okay? That's because we're gonna do one that's kind of sort of vertical, up, down. Okay, so it's gonna have like floors, and each floor is gonna be themed. So there'll be, I should get out of this. Here we go. Okay, I will definitely walk off if I stay like that. So yeah, it's gonna be themed with each floor having its own theme, or one floor is going to have like two theme or the same theme, just because there's a lot of stuff. So like there'll be a wood section, a wood floor, there'll be a stone floor, there'll be water, nether, and etc. And down obviously at the very, very, very bottom, that is where we will have the goods, such as iron and diamond and copper and all that stuff, like a vault at the very, 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 very bottom. Okay, so here you can see my excellently drawn blueprints. I know they're really, really good. So we got the food floor. That's at the very top because that like needs to be the easiest to access since you're gonna use food a lot, to like survive and stuff. And yeah, I got it all kind of laid out and some ideas for like decoration. Will it come out as well as I picture in my head? Doubtful. Very doubtful. Then the next floor is wood, so there'll be logs and then planks. But there's a lot for wood, so then there's a second floor underneath that that's got probably like leaves, saplings, because I have a gazillion of those. Other miscellaneous tree plant stuff. A stone type floor with just like cobblestone and stone, andesite, diorite, all that stuff. Some color based things like glass, terracotta, but not all of it because a lot of that stuff you don't use in huge supply. At least I'm not going to be using in huge supply, so I didn't really feel like I needed to have a space to store blue concrete or something like that. A sea floor, another floor, end floor, miscellaneous, whatever other crap I think of, and then the vault at the very, very bottom. So yeah, each floor themed, decorated. Probably won't be decorated in this episode because it'll probably take me a while if I can even make it work. And of course, it's going to be auto sorted because I don't want to have to do that every time I put something away. I want to be lazy. But to be lazy, you got to put in the work first. You got to do the work up front, okay? Like maximum effort up front so that way you can do minimum effort at the end in the long term. That's what I want. So work hard in the beginning, be lazy later. The sorting system that we're using is just the very basic one. Lots of people can explain to you how to do it a lot better than I can, but basically you put items in your input chest. They go through the line of hoppers. The line of hoppers underneath, the second one here, is where you put in your filters. As an item goes over a filter that has the item that you want to be filtered, as they go into that hopper, then this comparator then picks it up, sends the signal doot, 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 here through the repeater, through this block, which will turn off the redstone torch, thus unlocking the hoppers and allowing the item to end up into the chest. So this first one has got redstone as the filter. So if we put the redstone into our input chest, boop, there we go. And now you can see the redstone torch turned off and it's all filtering through and filling up in the first chest. There's a lot of people who can explain this like 1,000 times better than I can. I don't really understand redstone well enough to give like a thorough explanation, but you can, of course, just copy it, what you see here, and it should work just fine for you if that is what you want to do, but really just go find somebody who can explain it, and just watch them do it and have them teach you, because I'm not the person for that. Okay, we're back at the big hole, and if we look over the edge here, yeah, that's the footprint, and it's maybe like a little bit smaller in person. Yeah, but it's 9 by 9. That's where the chests are gonna go on the walls, 9 by 9. Yeah, it's a little smaller, like this than it was in the drawing. That's okay. Not gonna be trying to do anything to change that because it took way too long to figure it out in the first place. Let's hop down there and get started. And oh yeah! Don't miss, don't miss, don't miss. Perfect landing. Let's get started. So you want to get your life together. Big task. How do we start? Let's say we want to organize the kitchen, bathroom, and bedroom. Step 1, prioritize. Okay, but how? Well, what's more important to you? Where do you spend most of your time? The bedroom? Start there. Is your guest having a good opinion of your space more important than your comfort in your main space? Start with the kitchen. Where do you have the hardest time finding space for items? The bathroom? That's your start. Ask yourself these questions to figure out where your biggest pain point is and thus your biggest opportunity for improvement. Let's go with the kitchen. Now figure out your biggest pain point in the kitchen. Can you never find the right pan or pot? Or is it always buried in the back of your cabinet? Are you constantly throwing out moldy food from the refrigerator? You have 20 jars of herbs and spices and 10 of them are parsley because you keep forgetting it's actually basil you're out of? If that seems oddly specific, it's because it is. I had 3 jars of parsley when what I needed was basil. Very annoying. Once you know where to start, you can move on to step 2, scheduling. Have a plan before you tackle a project. First, acknowledge it will take time. Making a mess is easy. Cleaning it up, not so much. Develop a realistic schedule. Today, I'll clean out the refrigerator. Tomorrow, I'll sort the pots and pans. You don't have to tackle everything in one day. Break it up into smaller, more manageable chunks. That's why we prioritized. And every time you finish a chunk, it's a win. You'll get more wins faster, and that will keep you motivated. Basically, you're manipulating yourself, but it works. These smaller chunks also make it easier to track your progress. It will feel good when you can cross off a task. Scheduling isn't just deciding what to do, but also when and for how long. How many times in a week can you commit to organizing? Every day? 3 days? Just one? Whatever the answer is, that's okay. You have to make this work for you. How much time each day can you commit? An hour, 30 minutes, 15 minutes? When does that block of time occur in your day? Morning, afternoon, evening? I cleaned out a junk room at my parents' house in 20-minute increments every day after work. It took about 2 weeks, but I made steady, noticeable progress and I didn't get overwhelmed or burned out. If you go for a longer block of time, more than 30 minutes, add in breaks. Step away for 5 minutes, get a drink, stay hydrated, maybe a snack. Going full steam ahead nonstop might wear you out. Or you can make progress organizing your physical space. You need to first organize your mind. I know, you just want a clean kitchen. But why put in all that effort when you're just going to make a mess again in a week? To make our efforts stick, we need to get ourselves sorted first. Step 3, mindset. Enter the to-do list. I love a to-do list. Mine is sitting on my desk in front of me right now. First off, if you think to-do lists are stupid, but you've never given it an honest try, shut up. You're going to do it. Pick one method: sticky notes, physical daily planner, digital planner, whiteboard calendar, a sheet of paper. Just pick something. Decide where it will live. On your desk, your refrigerator, in your phone, by the front door, projected onto your ceiling above your bed, whatever works. Make your weekly and or daily to-do list before the week or day starts. Keep it simple. You don't need to write down every task. Limit it to your top 3 to 5. What's most important? What do you absolutely need to do? If I have a really busy day or my tasks are dependent on each other, I also number them to make sure I do them in the right order. Writing things down really does help. It clears up space in your head and you don't have to worry about forgetting something. Finally, we can get to work. You're not going to like this step either. Trash it. Throw away your crap. Donate it. Get it out of your house. Let's go back to the kitchen. Our biggest pain point, the area we will start in, is pots and pans. We've got our pots and pans in a cabinet that also holds our 2 baking trays, a small countertop grill press, and a breakfast sandwich maker because TikTok Shop really convinced me I needed that. I called this step trash it, but a more polite way to say it is declutter. Let's start with the obvious. We don't need a sandwich maker. Oh no, how will I make my breakfast sandwiches? I only eat a couple times every 3 months when I get a craving. IDK, you build it on your plate instead of in a machine that you then have to try to get it out of without it falling apart. Most of us don't need one or use one purpose items, especially if we're not using it often. Donate that breakfast sandwich. Okay, what about the baking trays and grill press? You probably need to lay things flat in your oven fairly regularly. We'll keep the baking trays. The grill press, let's say we use it every other week. It's not necessary, but since we use it often, we'll keep it too. Now, our pots and pans. We need those. But do you need multiples of the same size? Maybe, depending on how many people you cook for. Rough estimate, if you have four or less in your household, you probably don't have multiple pans going at once, therefore you don't need repeats. Now, maybe you have a small household but host monthly parties for which you cook. Then it would make sense. Think about your situation, be honest with yourself. Moving away from the kitchen for a moment, but still on the trash it step, don't get overly attached to items. Prime example, Christmas cards. Sure, you can display them for a while, but if you still have them going into February or even March, you've got a problem. Set an end date. I like to do 1 month. At the end of January, I read the cards one more time, then trash them. Have to get rid of things if you want to get and stay organized. If something isn't necessary or you don't regularly use it, get rid of it. That's not just physical items, but digital too. Unsubscribe from emails, subscription services, especially if they cost you money, and even social media channels. Except mine, except mine. You should be subscribed to me, and if you're not, what are you doing? Fix that. Go ahead. I'll wait. Hit that subscribe button. I'll wait. Now that you're subscribed, thank you. We're ready for step 5, the abilities. That's visibility, accessibility, and flexibility. Starting with visibility, we need to see what we have. Don't have items hidden behind other items. This is particularly true for food. Think about it. Have you ever loaded up on veggies on your latest health kick, put it all in the produce drawer, and then sometime later your fridge reeks and there's some weird liquid sloshing about where there should be a tomato? Uh-huh. That tomato was buried under everything else and you forgot about it. No hidden items. Use clear storage bins. You can see what's in them and when you need to restock. If you really don't like clear bins, use labels. Use different color bins for different categories. Next, we need to consider accessibility. If you can't access what you need, it does you no good. We talked about not having items hidden behind other things. Now let's take that concept further. Why is your mixer in the linen closet? You like baking, don't you? Wouldn't it be a lot more convenient if your mixer was actually in the kitchen? Keep what you need where you use it, or at least pretty darn close. Every item needs a home, and make sure it's clean before you put it away. Put it away clean and put it away right away. A place for everything and everything in its place. The last ability, flexibility. As your life changes, so may your organizational needs. Let's say you add a family member, human or furry, doesn't matter. You may need to reconfigure your space to create a safe environment for curious minds who haven't learned self-preservation. Or maybe you start a side hustle, start living with someone else, experience a disability. There's lots of reasons your organizational needs may change. And most importantly, don't worry what someone else might think of your strategy. It's your space, it needs to work for you. Don't let anyone shame, bully, or intimidate you into a setup that doesn't benefit you. Why even do all this though? Sure, your space is messy, but you can still function in it, so why bother with all this effort? Because you'll feel better. Not in the moment of cleaning and organizing, and not until you get the right system in place, but boy oh boy, when you figure it out, you'll be surprised how much better you feel. Being organized saves time, helps you to be more productive, more creative, and less stressed. And all that contributes to a healthier lifestyle. Get to that point, you must commit to tidiness. Clean up right away. Wash dishes as you cook. You know once you sit down, you won't get up again. Take care of mail or any other paperwork right away. Don't just toss it on the table and mumble, I'll get to it later. At the very least, file it away. Trash the junk mail and file the bills or follow-up items and set a date to tackle them. Declutter your email, notes in your phone, etc. on a regularly scheduled basis. It takes some time and effort to get into routine, but once you do, it's easy. A lot of organizing is cleaning, but once you've settled on what you are keeping, what do you do with it? Let's delve into some tips, tools, and techniques. First up, get creative. Small changes can make a big difference. Try thin matching hangers for your clothes. Use vertical space under furniture, over the door hangers. Divide up a space with shelves or stackable containers. Remember the abilities, especially accessibility. If you use something frequently, you don't want to store it up high or in a stackable container with more stacked on top of it. Personally, I keep seasonal decor in stacked bins or on high shelves. Useful tools can be a wheeled cart, baskets, risers, glass jars. I use sauce jars, desk organizers, folders, a whiteboard, a timer, and labels, labels, labels. For mail, how about 3 trays? Inbox to sort through, action to follow up on, and file to, you guessed it, file. If you deal with a lot of documents at work, try setting up 31 folders labeled 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on, one for every day of the month. Put the document in the folder of the day you'll work on it. For example, pretend you have a meeting on the 20th. You receive notes from a colleague on the 13th. You put the notes in folder 19 because you want to review the notes the day before the meeting. This can work with physical folders or digital. Lots of people have figured out lots of ways to organize. Borrow from them. Adapt for your needs. Next, let's look at specific areas and see if we can borrow and adapt any of these ideas. In the kitchen, clean up as you cook. Time organize your fridge, meaning new items on one side, older items on the other. Store foods like grains or leftovers in clear glass containers with sealable lids. Freeze liquids in flat stackable shapes, such as a cube. Now to the bedroom. Make your bed every morning. Only keep essentials on your nightstand. Don't let clothes pile up. Sort your closet by color and have all the hanging items face the same direction. Make your bedroom a relaxing space. Next, the bathroom. Use jars for small items. I repurposed a sauce jar to hold Q-tips. For your workspace, file documents right away. Don't let them pile up. Only keep 1 or 2 pens on your desk. Same for any other item. As for mail, throw out the junk mail immediately. File important documents immediately. Set up autopay wherever you can. The last area is school and note-taking. Maintain a calendar or planner. Schedule time to check your emails, reading assignments, homework and projects, and study time. Consider separate binders for each class, or divide into 2 binders, AM and PM classes, with dividers to separate. Have a homework folder, the kind with pockets. One pocket for to do, the other for turn in. Use a locker checklist. Is your homework turned in, gym clothes, textbook binders, etc. Set up email folders and filters. Clean out your backpack regularly. When you're taking notes, be consistent with your style and do what works for you, even if it's totally different from what everyone around you does. Bookmark useful or frequently visited websites instead of having a bunch of tabs open on your computer. These are all just ideas. You don't have to do all of these or any of these. Try a couple for a while, evaluate how those worked, modify to better fit you, repeat. We've got a few additional tips to try. Keep backups of your documents, but not too many backups. Focus on function over form. It needs to work, not be social media fodder. Silence notifications. Use a shared calendar with your significant other. Again, these are all just ideas. Try them out, see what works for you, and please share in the comments your tips to be organized. Help each other out and help me out. Ah, finally! This thing behind me took so long. This, this. Oh my gosh, this was probably, I don't know, like 20 hours at least, probably longer. And it's not even like finished. This is just the infrastructure. Okay, like obviously, look at this. I gotta do some more decorating, right? So each floor is themed. I only did a couple floors just to kind of give you an idea. So let's, here, right? This is going to be the vault, but this obviously doesn't work. Pretend this isn't here right now. This is a secret door that's not so secret. Vault, right? Vault. All, next floor is miscellaneous stuff. And then again, each floor will have its own theme. So we can drop something into the chest up here at the top. There it goes. And it'll go through the filter system boop, 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 all the way around until it finds the correct chest. It'll drop down, go around the other way, drop down, go around, drop down, go around, back and forth and back and forth and back and forth until it's all said and done. Now, here's the problem. None of these filters are actually set up. So everything should have just ended up, yeah, right here in this chest. Yep, there it all is. So I still have to set up all of the filters, which is going to be a whole other project, very long project. Yeah, so there's a lot more work. What floor are we even on? We're on the ground floor. which is not the ground. Uh, there's a lot more work to do, but yeah. So set up the filters. That's the next step. Then gotta decorate each floor. Gotta extend the floor slash ceilings across. Build a I don't know, better stair system. Because right now I can't actually get to any of my chests. I took down the dirt ladder that I was using to get up and down. That way I could show you what this final thing looks like. In the meantime, I'll just kind of hop down layer by layer here without completely destroying myself. Whoop. For now, I'm just going to have to use a little dirt ladder here to get up and down for the time being. And I will keep working on this, and when I make some actual progress, I will bring you in to come look at it. See, here's the miscellaneous floor. There are things that are going to go specifically into each one of these, obviously. I just don't recall what's what right now. That's why I wrote it all down on a piece of paper, because I kind of sort of planned ahead. Good job me. I did find something cool up in that cave. Come on, I'll show you. Hold on. Follow me. Follow me. Okay, this is hard to do at this angle. No, this is fine. Okay, follow me this way. Follow. See, look, there's a spider spawner up here, so we'll be able to get some string in the near future. But I don't feel like dealing with that right now. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff back there to take care of, and I don't want to take care of it right now, so I'm not going to. Anyway, yeah, that can't talk. Auto storage system, like 90% complete to function, and maybe like 10% form. It's good enough. We're getting there. Oh God. Yeah. Thanks for hanging out with me. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.